Morning, boys and girls. This is going to be the assignment we're talking about starting on May 18th. And this is going to be an exciting assignment. And we're going to be learning about corals and oceans. And then we'll do about a week or so or more of these, reading these articles. Miss Montana will have stuff in science. And then my son has a bunch of fish tanks here at my house. And we're going to do a virtual tour and he'll explain to you about corals and show you on the camera on a Zoom, extra Zoom. So it should be fun. I mean, he's got a lot of cool tanks and stuff to see. He's been doing it for some other schools, so he'll do it with us. But first, we have to learn a little bit about coral. So we're going to go, again, this will be in Newsela May, and I'll have your assignments up over there in the assignments. So today, the first lesson is called Symbiosis, the Art of Living Together. So then you see a picture of Nemo. He has a Nemo fish in his tanks, and an anemone, sea anemone. I don't know how many anemones he still has, but he can talk about them. They supposedly live together. They live together. So it says, wild animals need each other to survive. Sometimes they help one another. Other times they fight. All these relationships are known as symbiosis. There are 5 main types of symbiosis, and here's how they work. All right, so mutualism, the first type. So each one's listed with a block heading on each paragraph or each section. Imagine you're diving deep in the Pacific Ocean. You'll probably see a clownfish with bright colors swimming near the bottom. You might also find sea anemones. The relationship between the clownfish and the sea anemone is called mutualism. This is where 2 animals help each other out. So when 2 people help each other out, it's called mutualism. Sea anemones have tentacles that sting. When a small animal touches an anemone, the tentacle releases poison. This stuns the small animal and it allows the anemone to bring the animal to its mouth and eat it. Clownfish are safe though. They have a mucus on their body. It stops the tentacles from stinging. So the clownfish swim comfortably between the anemones. Other fish want to eat clownfish. When they see the food, the bigger fish come down for a quick meal. These fish are not safe from the anemones though. They get caught and eaten instead. This way the anemones get their food. It works out for the clownfish too. The anemones keep them safe. Okay, you can ask him about the clownfish when we come with the question. Communalism. Okay, here's the second step of symbiosis. In communalism, one animal lives with or inside another animal. The other animal is called the host. In communalism, animals do not help their host. They do not hurt it either. One example is barnacles on whales, these things right here. Barnacles are sea animals with shells. They attach themselves to the skins of whales. This does not seem to bother the whales. The huge whales takes the tiny barnacles to areas where there is food. There, they both get to eat tiny animals called plankton. And you can see them on the picture there. One example of barnacles and whales. Barnacles are sea animals with shells. So there you go. You can see. All right, so predation. Predation. If you're swimming in the ocean, you won't just find peaceful relationships. No, you won't. Animals often hurt each other too. Predation is when predators hunt and kill prey. The orca, or the killer whale, is an ocean predator. Orcas hunt and eat many other animals. They are not hunted by any other predator, though. They are the top of the food chain. So orcas are the king, as you say, king of the jungle or the ocean. Humans were the only thing that really could bother them. Parasitism. So this is another one. Parasitism. Another harmful relationship is parasitism. This happens when one animal lives with or inside a host animal. This time, the host does get hurt. The animal hurting is called a parasite. Barnacles do not hurt whales. They can be parasites for other animals, though. They can go inside swimming crabs. The crabs don't die, but they get hurt. And the last way is called competition. So competition is when an animal fight over food. When animals fight over food or space, it can happen between animals of the same types or species. This is called intraspecific competition. It also happens between different species. This is called intraspecific competition. Coral and sponges are examples of competition. Coral are sea creatures with tentacles. And this is what my son has a lot of coral. He knows a lot about coral. So it's what we want to learn about. You can ask him. They use calcium to make hard coral reefs. Many animals live on coral reefs. Corals are living. They're living things, even though they look like they're hard. Okay, sponges are sea creatures that live on coral reefs. If sponges eat too much, the coral will not have enough food. If too many coral die, the reef ends up disappearing. This is also bad for the sponges. They cannot live without the reef, so they're competing with each other. They need each other. Humans can hurt the environment too. For example, this is a big problem. Pollution changes how animals live. That is why humans need to be careful with the environment. And then, so you can see a picture here of the sponge and the coral. Okay, so let's look at our activities today for this one. You have 2 rights and 1 quiz. A lot of you are not finishing the rights. I'm starting to put grades in my class grade book. If you don't do all of it, you get a 2. If you just do the work, I'll give you a 3. Okay, so the first right is a central idea, the article. That's easy. I'll put the sentence frame in there. We know that. And then let's see, the quiz, and then you have a science right. This says, read the following claim. The host is not always harmed in symbiosis relationship. What evidence from the article supports this claim? Explain why the evidence supports the claim. The evidence from the article that supports this claim is, I'll put a sentence frame in here, and then the article that supports this claim. So probably think about whales and barnacles. I'm going to help you out with that one. Okay. So this is you finish. When you're done on the assignment, you just type in complete, and I'll see it, or your teacher will see it, and they'll know to grade it and put it into the grade book. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.